Hello and welcome to another episode of Sunshine Sessions, conversation with Central Florida community leaders. And today I'm talking with a friend and colleague. She is Tammy Powers with Waterstone Mortgage. Welcome, Tammy.
Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, I love to share you with the world. So get ready for a really great episode. So Tammy, like I mentioned before, is not just my business partner, she's also a friend. And so I'm super excited to introduce you to Tammy and for you to get to know Tammy a little bit better. So Tammy, let's start all the way at the beginning. Tell us a little bit about you and what you did before you started your business in Waterstone.
Well, Evelyn, I started in mortgage banking 35 years ago. I started as a loan officer in Pittsburgh. And while I was in Pittsburgh, after 5 years, I had a goal to open my own mortgage company. I did that. And then I had a life change and picked up 2 little boys and moved to Florida. We didn't know a living soul. That's when I started my wholesale career. So from the retail side, I went into wholesale lending, worked my way up the ladder. I was very involved with mortgage bankers. I was a president for them for a while, which really helped me grow my understanding of my industry in general and how important it is that those in our industries keep in touch with what's happening with legislator, what's happening in the financial markets. And then from there, I worked my way up the ladder. I was a regional sales manager with National City Mortgage until what I call Mortgage Armageddon. Everybody remembers 08 and 09,
That's
everything
right.
crashed.
That's right.
So, and from bad comes good. With
right.
that, I was forced to do things in my career that I didn't really want to do. Part of that was having to become an underwriter through the difficult times, so I had a steady paycheck. Well, having that underwriting background has really catapulted me into being able to, when the market changed, coming back as a loan officer, and now I can really understand. I can relate to underwriters. When I do a pre-approval, I've already done all of the pre-underwriting so that we know moving forward, as soon as you find them a house, we're ready to close.
That's excellent. And she's so right about that. It is wonderful to work with a professional that knows all aspects of the lending world to be able to put together a file that's gonna get through and get to closing. So that's wonderful. Tammy, so tell us a little bit about what drew you to Waterstone and what type of services you provide here.
Well, after having come from the wholesale world, the advantage that I had was the people at Waterstone, as well as other lenders in my market, were all my clients. I knew their back shop, I knew how all of their operations worked, I knew their business ethics and their model. And so I was attracted to Waterstone because I knew Mike Smalley very well, David Holbrook. They're people that I dealt with in a wholesale world, and I knew the ethics, I knew the values that they have, and to me that was the most important thing. I also know their background and their structure. Everything gets done right here in the office. I have access to underwriters. My underwriting manager for the whole country is a good friend of mine. So if I have questions or something that stumps me, I have a great resource here. The other thing is that mortgage is owned by Waterstone Bank. That means that we keep our own mortgages for the most part, and we do sell some, but it's our money that we're lending. Therefore, we can have portfolio products where we can do 100% financing up to $750,000, and that's on our own money. So there's a lot of advantages to everything being done here. Our own fee panel of appraisers. And having said everything being local, a lot of our clients, like we have one right now that they're selling a house here and they're moving to Georgia. Well, I can do a loan for them in Georgia because we can loan nationwide. And with the people coming in and out of Florida, that's a great advantage for us to be able to be a nationwide lender as well.
Absolutely. And on the side of being a real estate agent, it's nice to work with someone who's got all of those pieces of the puzzle. It just makes it a well-oiled machine to get that file into closing. So Tammy, tell us what the ideal client is for you here.
Well, the ideal client is somebody who has a want, need, and desire to buy a home. That's really the truth.
Willing and able,
yes,
right?
Willing and able. Now, of course, a lot of my clients are, they have 780 credit scores. They have 20% down buyer payments. They're stepping up buying primaries or investment properties. But they're a very small portion of the people that are out there. Most of our folks are first-time home buyers, and I love working with them. because maybe we're going to get them down payment assistance. They didn't think they could really buy a home when they come to us.
Yes.
They're just thinking about it. And there's nothing more beautiful than showing up at a closing with somebody that didn't think that they could buy a home, and we're getting them in their first home. That's our real benefit to being in this business. And I think that's why both of us got into this business. We're people.
Yeah.
And everybody says that. I love people. No, we love what we do, and we love helping people.
That's right.
And that's why we're such a great team.
That's exactly right. We've been dubbed the dynamic duo from several of our clients, and it definitely shows in the way that Tammy communicates with people and how she responds to their questions. It's super important. So, Tammy, when you're not working here in the office, what are you doing?
Oh, well, my dive club line and screen name is Dive Hippie. So I guess that explains a little bit. I'm an avid
to know Tammy here today.
avid scuba diver. I used to be very involved in the technical diving world, cave diving. So that is my passion. I love music festivals, letting my hair down. And this business can be a little stressful.
Yeah, just a little.
A little bit, right? So on the other side, I keep a really good balance because I do a lot of yoga, prayer, meditation. That really keeps me grounded so that when things do come up, it's not a panic mode. It's what's our challenge? Is it a stepping stone? It is a stumbling block, or is it a roadblock? And just being able to handle those situations because sometimes our customers, they get very excited. This is a big deal when you buy a house.
Absolutely.
And it's a very emotional time.
Yes.
And I would have to say, in our industry, we're hearing words like emotional come from economists. Those are usually two words that you don't put together as an economist coming out saying this is an emotional time.
That's right.
But in all honesty, it's been the most emotional time in our industry. And we're able to keep that in mind with our clients so that they don't feel that kind of pain. We can help them through it, make it a nice, smooth transaction.
That's right.
And I think to be able to do that, you have to be right.
That's right.
So that's what I do, and I have two amazing young men that one just got married, the other one has his mother's travel lust, so he's all over doing experiential art installations. So I'm still very involved with my two sons, and that's just such a blessing, as I know you are with your girls.
I am, and self-care is super important, especially in specific industries. So Tammy, tell us, what are the little spots that you enjoy in the Longwood area that you would that we could find you at?
Well, there's a reason I live where I live. I am a 5-minute bike ride from Wekiva Spring State Park.
So beautiful.
So I love to kayak, just be out on the water, be in nature, get to experience, now is alligator mating and baby season. So that is just so exciting.
What is that like? Tell our viewers.
Well, when you hear them, don't get too close, but they're majestic, they're beautiful. To just be able to be in nature and be a part of that. And that's some of the beautiful things that we have living in our area. Yeah. We have great restaurants that we can go and so that are 5-minute drive from home. And that's really what I love about this area. Yeah. And coming here 27 years ago and just seeing how Orlando has grown and flourished.
It has.
I remember my first time when I needed to go see a client and they were in Orlando. And here I saw a sign on I-4 saying that I was headed to Kissimmee, and I called my secretary and I said, I can't find the city. I saw the outskirts, there were some buildings, and she said, silly, that was the city. Oops. Turn around, go back. So I turned around, I went back, and that small city 27 years ago, to see the growth and the diversity here. That's the other part I love.
Yes.
Coming from Pittsburgh, we had a wide diversity of people and nationalities. You could go to one section and have the best Greek food or Italian food or Hispanic food, Jewish food. So we've seen Orlando grow. So now that we have that culture, if you want a local family-owned mom and pop place, I'll put a plug in there. The Crazy Greek in Lake Mary is one of our absolute favorites. We've watched it go through owners, and but it's family owned, and we now have that
Yeah.
here in Orlando, so we don't need to go outside for those things.
We absolutely don't. So do you have any events coming up that are home buying events that you could possibly share with our viewers?
I have at the beginning of August, I have an investment property seminar that's going to be going on here in our office.
Okay.
So that's going to be August the 2nd, and that's always a big event. So we do a lot of events for home buyers. And the other thing too is most people want things one-on-one. So if you ever, your customers, if you want to talk about it, and let's just, have a fireside chat about what you're thinking, because what's really important for us to know is we know you want to buy a home. But do you want to buy your first home and you want to stay in it for 3 or 4 years? You want to sell it, buy another home and take that equity? Or are you the type of person that you're looking at, I want to grow my wealth through real estate? Because in all honesty, real estate is where people grow their wealth the fastest,
exactly right.
and it's the most solid. So the ups and downs in the market, they really don't affect you if you're buying a property to hold. So a lot of my buyers will say, okay, this is my first home, but I'm going to buy this, I'm going to keep it, I'm going to rent it out. That's a totally different plan.
That's right.
Right now I have people coming to me for refinances. And we're realizing life goals that we talked about 5 or 10 years ago, that they told me this is their forever home, this is where they're going to stay, they're going to retire, they're going to want to take some cash out of that home and maybe buy an RV or travel. I just did a cash out refinance for a veteran and his wife in New Smyrna. They were buying a property in Georgia and building their dream home so they can spend their summers in Georgia hiking and doing all the things they want to do, and yet still keep their home base here in Florida. So everybody has a different plan.
That's why that conversation is so important. Look what you said, that fireside chat you said.
Right.
That's so super important, because it might be here, but when you talk to someone who can help you implement that and create a roadmap for you, that's key. That's key, and that's exactly the type of service that I know Tammy provides. So,
well, we know our line. Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right. That's right. So, where could our viewers find you, Tammy? Is there a place? Do you want to give them your email, or your phone number? Should I say?
It's very easy. Well, my phone number is 407-256-6203. That's my cell number. So feel free to call me on that. You're never bothering me. And if you'd like to go ahead and start an application online or just check me out, that's pretty easy too. It's tammypowers.com, and I'm Tammy with a Y, so it's Tammy Powers, POWERS.com. It's that easy.
Great. So for all of your lending needs, for investment or first time or refinance, reach out to Tammy. And for any of your real estate needs, reach out to me directly. I'm Evelyn Alisea with eXp Realty, and you can reach me at 407-340-8154. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.